Mare, what's wrong?
I don't know. I felt a little shaky all of a sudden.
Here, sit down, okay?
Oh, this is really dumb.
No. Just take a minute. Are you getting sick?
I don't know what it is.
That's all right. What does it feel like?
It's weird. Uneasy. Just scared in the pit of my stomach, you know?
Yeah, it's not because of what's happened between Pat and me, is it?
No, I'm upset about that, but I don't think that's it.
Well, is it Channel R, Jack?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's all inside my head. But as soon as Jack gets back, everything will be all right.
Who's coming and who's going? SoapNet has the status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, Bruce Weitz is back as gangster Anthony Zaccara.
It's some turn of events.
On The Young and the Restless, Emily O'Brien is saying goodbye to Genoa City.
Another time?
Daytime favorite Tamara Braun is Taylor on Days of Our Lives.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
And on One Life to Live, Roger Howarth is back in Landview.
I have to be with my family.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
This week on All New Views, teen heartthrob Nick Jonas, plus rapper Ice-T with his wife Coco. And if they're in the headlines, then they're hot topics.
One of the biggest stories in the headlines, Wienergate.
This week on All New Views, only on ABC.
The new Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing system keeps food fresh up to 5 times longer. With its rugged design and improved power, the Food Saver Game Saver machine is tough enough for any job, and its 15-foot 12-volt adapter cord allows for easy use in the field. So this Father's Day, end the hunt for the perfect gift. Give them a new Food Saver Game Saver Silver vacuum sealer. And for a limited time, receive a $25 gift card at a participating sporting goods retailer. Visit GameSaverGift.com to learn more.
Nature is unique, pure, and also delicious. Like Nature Valley, granola bars made with crunchy oats and pure honey. Nature Valley, 100% natural, 100% delicious.
Big news for allergy sufferers.
Prescription strength Allegra is now available without a prescription.
Same exact medicine, same full prescription strength.
Only Allegra delivers fast, non-sedating 24-hour relief for your allergy symptoms.
Prescription strength Allegra, now without a prescription.
What if one little pop could open a world of wonder? So sensory, so satisfying. The discovery never seems to stop. It's the magic of Friskies makes
Congratulations to M&M's Pretzel for being 2011 Product of the Year in the Candy and Snacks category.
I think I may regret this.
You know, personally, I would have gone with the dragon, but this is a close second.
Oh.
M&M's Pretzel. Salty, sweet, and Product of the Year.
These pretzel M&Ms are really good.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been able to stop eating them myself. Guess that's how I ended up with this pretzel inside me. You know what they say, you are what you eat, right?
You are what you eat. What a bunch of malarkey.
I am sorry about you and Pat. I think Delia dragging him out there after you and Jill was one of the meanest things she's ever done.
Who told you about it?
Ma did a little while ago, but she didn't have time to go into details. Alex was there and we were all talking. Was it awful?
That's one way of putting it. It was a beautiful night and a day for Jill. Jill and me. It was the first time we'd had alone together in about a year. Ironically, they walked in on us just as I was beginning to wonder if I really deserved to be that happy.
You do.
Mayor, I just remembered something. A few days ago, Delia and I had what appeared to be an amazingly civilized conversation where she enthusiastically encouraged me to see as much of Jill as possible, the reason being that maybe then I wouldn't cling to a dream of Jill and me being blissfully happy together.
Delia said that?
Yeah, her point was that when I got to know Jill on a day-to-day basis, that sooner or later, I'd realize that she wasn't all that perfect either. I should have remembered. It was right after she had talked to her lawyer, and I should have seen through her act. But at the time, what she was suggesting seemed to me to be just naively hopeful, and I even felt sorry for her.
Now you don't.
No way, Mayor. I couldn't put it into words before, but now I know that that's how I knew that when she found me and Jill together, it was no accident. I know Dee planned it now.
I wouldn't put it past her. Except how could she have known you were out at the beach?
I don't know. That's the one thing I can't figure out yet.
Oh, Frank, you don't think Pat was in on it, do you?
No, of course not, Mayor. No, the poor guy's miserable about the whole thing. She has put him into an incredibly poor situation.
Must have been hideously embarrassing for him.
Embarrassing? Honey, I don't think you realize the extent of what she's done.
What do you mean?
Well, Mayor, she has made our brother the only corroborative witness to my adultery, and he's going to have to testify against me in court.
Well, he won't do it. Frank, he couldn't. He'll refuse.
He can't refuse, Mayor. He'll be subpoenaed, and he'll have to answer the questions. And, of course, Pat won't lie.
And she will use anybody, won't she?
Yeah, after Pat went to bat with her and then defended her in front of all of us, she turns around and does an incredibly miserable thing like this. And would you believe this? She's already got her lawyer to ask Pat to sign a voluntary statement against me.
Not losing any time either, Ardelia. What did he do?
He generously refused.
Good. Who is this lawyer, anyway? Do you know him?
It's not a him, it's a her, Ann Burney. I've run to her a couple of times, but she's never been one of my political supporters. So.
Well, at least Pat didn't tell her anything.
Not yet. But wait till she gets him in court.
Why? I mean, can't he just say he doesn't want to be involved in a case against his own brother?
Afraid not.
Honey, there's got to be some way out of it. I mean, what if Pat can show that Delia trapped him into it?
It wouldn't make any difference, Mayor. A wife has every right to spy on her straying husband, so I'm beginning to get the picture that it may be a very long time before this divorce comes through.
And because Delia discovered you with Jill, that cancels out her affair with Roger.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
Pretty primitive system, isn't it? Kind of an eye for an eye. You and Jill have waited so long.
That's not the only problem, Mayor. There's little John. I've got to get him away from her.
Do you think you can?
I've got to, Mayor. And soon. Before she pulls any more of her tricks, before she gives him any of these ideas. I swear, if my son ever grew up to be a scheming manipulator like his mother, I swear I'd never forgive myself.
That would be terrible.
And, of course, the other thing is that as long as she's got him, she can use him as a weapon against me. And she knows it.
What's the answer, Frank?
I'm going to fight for custody, Mayor. And I'm going to win. There's got to be a way. There has to be a way.
You'll never be satisfied, will you, Frank? Not until you've taken everything away from me.
Delia! you didn't have to tiptoe down the stairs. I wasn't telling Mary anything that I haven't already told you.
You are never going to get little John. You are never going to take my baby away from me.
Would you mind keeping your voice down? There are people out there who aren't interested in your problems.
So how is perfect Mary today? How is her perfect marriage, huh?
Dear, I'm really not in the mood. Excuse me. Good night, honey.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know. Some of the press were okay. I mean, they weren't all interested in just getting a good story. Yeah. There's one reporter I knew who got so involved with one particular orphanage that he managed to get a whole brigade mixed up in it. I mean, there were times when it seemed that their primary mission was looking after the kids, and that fighting the war was just an afterthought.
Was that reporter Jack?
Uh-huh. And all the qualities that make him so impossible now really came in useful there.
You mean knowing everything about everything? That's useful.
Well, let's just say he wasn't afraid to wheel and deal.
He's never told me about all that. What sort of things would he do?
Well, there were times when the Army was about to drown in red tape over there. I mean, one of the regulations was that the adjutant had to record, by serial number, any money that was captured.
Yeah, so?
Well, Jack was traveling with this reinforced reconnaissance patrol. It's a pretty crazy thing to do when you come to think of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they managed to capture a North Vietnamese armored car full of South Vietnamese money. I mean, about $500,000 worth.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, well, Jack was with the brigade commander when they went to the adjutant to turn in the money. Well, now picture this bleary-eyed adjutant, his desk covered with Vietnamese money, and he was half blind from trying to record every single bill individually. So the brigade commander says, sir, we've captured some money. Well, before he could go any further, the adjutant groaned and said, please, please don't tell me. I mean, it's been very nice seeing you now. Go away. You were never here.
You mean $500,000, you said?
Uh-huh. And the brigade was about to divide it in a democratic manner when Jack put his oar in. Now, he suggested that it would be bad publicity for the Army if a reporter wrote a story about our soldiers capturing a lot of money and then going on a spending spree.
Oh, they wouldn't want that.
No. However, if they were willing to donate half this money to the orphanage, Jack felt sure that he could guarantee there would be no adverse publicity to what happened with the rest of the money.
And did they do it?
With Jack about to write an expose on them? You better believe they did. Actually, there wasn't much of a problem. I mean, they all knew about the kids, so there wasn't too much disagreement.
Well, I don't know about you, Da, but I think that was one time when Jack had the right answer.
Well, I'm convinced he did. You really have to like the guy for doing that.
Wait, you have no idea of what a concession Da just made.
Oh, come on.
Well, I must say that at first glance, Jack would not appear to have the ideal qualities for a son-in-law.
Oh, no.
But I think he may surprise you in the end.
I know he will. Do you have any more stories like that one?
Give me a couple of drinks. I could go on for hours.
You got a couple of hours?
I'm not going anywhere. But, I'm worried about you, Mary. You're not feeling so hot?
Not entirely.
Well, look, you've been working real hard lately. Why don't you go on back downtown, get some rest? I'll listen to Alex's story some other time, I promise.
I don't think I'm that tired, and I'm not sick. It's strange.
Do you have any physical symptoms? I mean, you've got a headache?
No.
Well, let me get you something to eat and make you feel better.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'd get Pat to drive you back downtown, but he went off to have dinner at Lem's with Bucky.
There's no need.
Oh, come on, I'll be glad to drive you.
Alex, I don't want to bother you.
No, it's no bother. Honest, I got some time in my hands, and I sort of like driving around New York. Still a novelty.
In that case, I'll take you up on it. The idea of a long subway ride home isn't very appealing at the moment.
That's real nice of you, Alex.
Oh, come on, it's no bother.
And I keep an ear open for what's going on in there. It looked like it wasn't going to be too nice.
I'm not surprised. Frank's very upset at Pat's being dragged into this thing, but, honey, put that out of your mind. You go back downtown, take a good hot bath, and get yourself a good night's sleep, huh?
Maybe I'll have some coffee before I go.
Oh,
that
sure.
might help, huh?
Make yourself comfortable in a booth, and I'll bring it right over.
This guy's in bad shape. Get an ambulance. Tell him to make sure that there's a medic in it. He's lost a lot of blood. He's gonna need all the help he can get.
Their son's heart could save another man's life. Die. But it's the man who tried to destroy them.
You want to give Matthew's heart to your brother?
And when a protective mother goes after a bully,
I'll teach you to mess with my son.
it's Gigi's life that's on the line. Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
And I see you singing something new when the day is done. Because I know you, your name is someone.
Hey, Mom. What's for dinner?
I was just thinking about that. Italian.
Thinking Italian tonight? Hamburger Helper has 6 delicious flavors, like lasagna. Hamburger Helper. 1 pound, 1 pan, 1 happy family.
You use the healing power of touch every day. The healing power of touch can be even more powerful with Precise Pain-Relieving Heat Patch from the makers of Tylenol. It helps block pain signals for deep, penetrating relief you can feel precisely where you need it most. Visit PrecisePainRelief.com today to save $5 on your next purchase. Precise, only from the makers of Tylenol.
We asked Bradford Anderson to name all the Spinelli nicknames he could remember. Go.
Stone Cold Mr. Serpacino-esque one, Maximista, Blonde one, Original Blonde one, Prince Pectoral, Big Daddy Stone Cold, the Goddess, the Divine one, Bad Blonde one, the Demented one, the Valkyrie, the Brusque Lady of Justice. I could be here for literally 3 days, probably.
See who Spinelli will nickname next on General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
It's not gonna work. You're not gonna get your divorce, and you're not gonna get little John.
You're wrong, Delia.
What do you mean? Frank, I have a witness now.
Yeah, sure. You really got a beauty, too, didn't you? My own brother.
Now, Frank, that was an accident. Now, I wanted to see Jill, and Pat said he would drive me there.
No, come on, Delia. What do you think I am? Stupid or something?
No, wait a minute, Frank, it's true.
No, look, why don't we just accept the facts that I'm not going to believe you, and I'm not going to forgive you.
Maybe you will. Frank, all I want to do is just save the marriage. Look, now this will give us more time.
Time for what?
Time for you to get tired of Jill. So once that happens, and you can't get your divorce just like this, well, maybe you'll see I'm worth another effort.
Wait a minute. Is it really possible you don't believe I'm really serious about this divorce? You think I'm playing games or something? Okay, then I'll tell you once more. I'm going to get this divorce, Delia. Maybe now or later. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
I'm going to get this divorce, Delia. Even if it takes me 20 years. That's a promise.
Would you just explain one thing to me?
What?
How come when you find me with Roger, I'm wrong? And how come when I find you with Jill, I'm still wrong? And how come I'm always wrong? It doesn't matter what I do.
Because everything you do is based on lies and deceit. That's why. When I told you I was going to get a divorce and marry Jill, you sweetly encouraged me to see Jill. I should have realized it was the sole purpose of catching us together. I should have remembered you're incapable of doing anything honest and sincere. I just forgot, that's all, and this is the result.
You know what I really don't understand? What you saw in Jill in the first place. Because if you like a person like that, Frank, then why did you marry me? You see, I happen to think that you made the right choice in the first place.
No, Delia, I made the wrong choice in the first place. I love Jill.
No, you don't. Frank, you're just infatuated with her, that's all.
Call it what you want. But tell me, do you have any regrets at all about what you've done to Pat? About the incredible, impossible situation you put him in?
Now, wait a minute, Frank. I told you that was an accident.
And I told you you're lying.
Look, honey, if we're going to fight about this, why don't we go up to the room, in our own room, huh?
No, I don't want to fight with you anymore. Never does either one of us any good, so why pursue it?
See, Frank, you're the one who's furious with me. Now, I walk in on you and Jill, and I'm not supposed to be mad. You're mad at me. I don't know. This world is all upside down sometimes.
Yeah, it'll all have something wrong with it, Delia, because it's never going to revolve around you. You, the most self-centered, self-serving individual I've ever met. It never occurred to you what this might do to Pat, did it? All you thought of was yourself. You never think of anyone but yourself.
No. I do. Frank, I've been thinking about us. I've been thinking that we could be happy again. And we could be a whole family again if it wasn't for Jill.
Oh, for the last time, Delia. Our marriage was over long before I even met Jill.
Wait a minute, Frank. Frank, she doesn't even make you happy.
Oh, yes, she does. She makes me very happy, and I make her happy. I can make her happy, which is something I could never do for you. I realize that now. Maybe someone else can. I sincerely hope so for your sake, but it's not going to be me.
How could you wish me good things and then want to punish me by trying to take little John away from me?
I'm not trying to punish you, Delia. I'm really not. I just don't want little John growing up in a house full of lies, manipulation, and hysteria, that's all.
I guess you feel any house I live in will be like that, huh?
That's about the size of it, Dee.
Thanks a lot.
That's how I feel.
What about the way I feel? All right, so I have funny reactions to things. It's just because I have to protect myself. Frank, I'm a very sensitive person.
Sensitive?
Look, I'm not going to give you that divorce. And I'm not going to give you little John. You got that?
Well, get this. You are going to give me the divorce. Yes, you are.
Well, the divorce is going to happen. Too much has been said, and they've both done things can't be undone. But, Father, what about the babe?
That's the saddest part of all.
Yes, it is. You know, Frank wants custody. He wants little John to live with him and Jill, with Delia having the visiting rights instead of the other way around. I've prayed a lot about that, Father. And while I understand... Oh, dear.
Traditionally speaking, society in general, as well as the courts, have given the mother special consideration in questions of custody. But I don't think the mother has an inalienable right to raise the baby if the father clearly could do the job better himself.
He could. I mean, Delia's a child. Herself, she treats little John like he's some blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby doll. I mean, one minute she plays with him and pets with him, and the next second she thrusts him aside. I mean, I can't bear to watch it.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. Want more of your favorite soaps?
That's great.
Log on to abc.com/daytime. Watch current full episodes of All My Children, General Hospital, and One Life to Live.
Online critics love it.
Plus, get exclusive sneak peeks of what's coming up next.
Sounds like a thumbs up to me.
Connect with other fans to discuss what's on your mind.
I always want to hear what you have to say.
And check out the 101 galleries to get an intimate look at the history of your favorite characters.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Find it all now at abc.com/daytime.
A tiny grain of rice. It can't run or walk, but man, can it fly. Just 90 seconds from the microwave to the table. Begin with my Uncle Ben's Ready Rice and get to family time faster.
Bold. Hold. Discover the hold of a longwear. Fancy. Fine. In the luxury of a lipstick. New Infallible Le Rouge from L'Oreal. Wear it. Exclusive Power Hold pigments plus luxurious vitamin E create sumptuous 10-hour color that grabs hold and doesn't let go. Grab it. Flaunt it. New 10-hour Infallible Le Rouge. Do you feel it? Only from L'Oreal Paris. Because we're worth it.
Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bars. They're made from whole roasted nuts and dipped in creamy peanut butter, making your craving for a sweet and salty bar irresistible. By Nature Valley.
She stole her face, her family, her fame. This week, I'd very much like to make love to you. Will Erica's double steal her man? And
I'm falling in love with her.
will Bianca admit her feelings to her best friend? Watch All My Children weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet. Their son's heart could save another man's life. I'm dying. But it's the man who tried to destroy them.
You want to give Matthew's heart to your brother?
And when a protective mother goes after a bully,
I'll teach you to mess with my son.
it's Gigi's life that's on the line. Watch One Life to Live weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
Christina's flying to the
Dominican Republic with Ethan.
This week,
Your daughter is working my last nerve.
She's my daughter. She screws up. When she's your daughter, she's absolutely perfect.
does father really know best when he's mob boss Sonny Corinthos? Watch General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
No one understands motherhood better than the women of The View.
Being a mother requires a sense of humor.
It has certainly prepared me in the art of negotiation.
Have you ever debated a 2-year-old?
I sometimes feel like the mother hen on the show.
It's not like having a pet.
I have to make sure that they don't kill each other.
That's what parenthood is, and motherhood especially.
I have used timeouts on the show.
It's a mom's view.
It's the mother of all shows.
The View, weekdays only on ABC.
There you go, sweetheart. This ought to snap you up. I put a shot of Irish in it.
Oh, I don't know. My knees are a little weak already. Shot of that and I might slide right onto the floor.
Well, if you must faint, you might as well do it in a friendly establishment.
And with a doctor in the house.
You really think you're gonna pass out or something?
No. Yes.
Maybe you want to see your mother, huh?
Oh, do people ever stop wanting their mothers when they're sick?
No, never. No, I sprained my ankle a few weeks ago, and as I was on all fours, pushing my dinner across the floor to the sofa, all I could think of was, where is she?
Listen, you want to see her? She's lying down.
Oh, I'm all right. I don't want to worry her. Anyway, this is all silliness. It's just that I haven't been sleeping too well since Jack's been away. Can you believe it?
Oh, I believe it. Excuse me a second.
I'm sorry I wasn't at your wedding.
Well, it was kind of exciting, let me tell you.
I bet it was.
No, I mean really exciting, like with lots of suspense.
Oh?
The groom was about 3 hours late.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I must have lost about 4 pounds. And if I'm sick now, you should have seen me then, believe me.
What happened to him?
Just the old nerves, you know. Sheer terror. Poor Jack. It all started at the bachelor party. You see, I have this brother-in-law, Art Thompson, who is very domesticated. So we started in with Jack about how in a couple of years, Jack could get used to the suburbs and the kids and the insurance policies and stuff, you know. And Jack, being the chicken that he is, flew the coop.
Naturally. Where did he take off to?
Just about every bar south of 14th Street. Well, Da, Frank, and Jumbo, who was his best man, managed to retrieve him the next morning. By the time they drowned him in a cold shower and delivered him all pink behind the ears, I was in shock. Not so sure I wanted to go through with it myself. In fact, I think Jack was the one who insisted. And when I told him I was having second thoughts, he was outraged. I mean, after all, he'd allowed them to get him dressed in this penguin suit and everything, and how could I do this to him? He has a peculiar logic of his own, doesn't he?
He certainly does. What'd you wear?
Well, I had... Alex McLean, you're doing this to make me feel better, aren't you?
Is it working?
Yes, thank you. You really want to know what I wore?
Absolutely.
Well, I wore my mother's blouse, to which she added a skirt, and my Aunt Maura's wedding veil, made in Ireland by my grandmother.
Perfect. I am sorry I missed that wedding. Jack's a lucky, lucky man.
Hurry up with that! What do you think, Harry? I can't feel any damn pulse. I think he's dead.
In Landview, rules were meant to be broken, and its residents will stop at nothing to get their way. Catch all the Landview shenanigans on an all-new episode of One Life to Live, weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.